Welcome to Recipes Galore. I want to say hello to my friends on Facebook and my friends on YouTube. Today, I have a recipe for you that I created. And I'll tell you a little story behind this before we get started. Have you ever gone to the store and you saw something that you were craving and you're like, that's gonna taste real good. And you get home and you taste it and it's like, it's all right, but this is not what I expected. Well, that happened to me. So you know me, I go in my kitchen and I experiment, and I came up with a that's it dip, because what I bought was not it. It was like, ugh. So first thing we're gonna do in my that's it dip is we're going to prepare our shrimp. Now I have a pound of shrimp. They are raw and deveined, and I took the tails off. Now you can get fresh shrimp or you can get frozen shrimp and unthawed. It's up to you. But what we're gonna do is, let me move my camera down just a little bit so you can see me. We're gonna cut them into little pieces. So you like little bite-sized snippets, so that when we put them in the skillet with the rest of our ingredients, it's going to be yummy, yum, yum. So I have on gloves because raw meat, and I don't like putting raw meat all over everything, the juice and everything from raw meat all over my utensils and everywhere else. So I'm starting with my meat first, and then I'll take my gloves off, and we'll continue with our recipe. So we're just going to cut these up. I have most of them already cut up, as you can see. We're just going to cut these up, and then we're going to grab a Ziploc bag. Now I have about a pound of shrimp, and it's all cut up, and we're just going to put it in this Ziploc bag. Do this before you get started, because it's going to season your meat and it's going to taste real yum in your recipe. So get all that in there. Now I'm going to take my gloves off so that I can put the rest of this in here, because I don't want to get it all over my hands and everywhere else. Come on, fingers. It's stuck. I have big hands too, so that might be why it's stuck. All right, I'm gonna put those right over here. Now, I have Old Bay seasoning and some extra light tasting olive oil. We're gonna put about a teaspoon, maybe a tablespoon of oil into the bag. And then just put some Old Bay seasoning in there. You don't need a whole lot, just enough to coat it. And we're gonna zip this, fold this over like this so that all the air is out of it. And then we're gonna just zip it up. And most of the time it doesn't zip the first time, like this one didn't. And then we're just going to manipulate this bag just like this, so we can coat all the shrimp with that Old Bay seasoning. And we're going to set this aside while we fix the rest of the recipe, so this can soak in the Old Bay seasoning and get all yummy and gooey, and the seasoning can soak in a little bit. Just makes it taste a lot better. You don't have to do it this way. I just like doing it this way, because when I bite into a piece of that shrimp and it's got that Old Bay seasoning on there, it tastes so good. So there you have it. And we're just going to sit this right here on the counter and move on to our next part of our recipe. Now we're going to put some butter. I always keep my butter out on my counter, and I would say about a tablespoon rather, a tablespoon, maybe two. because I like butter. I shouldn't like so much butter, but I do. So we're gonna turn our stove on and we're gonna put it at a medium. Yeah, about right there. Well, the stove says medium, so we're gonna put it at a medium high. I'm gonna melt that butter. Now, I'm gonna show you what I have over here. I'll bring it over there to you. I have some 3 cloves of, now please don't let me drop this. I have 3 cloves of garlic. I have about 1/4 of an onion, and it's all diced up. And this is red bell peppers. So we're going to melt our butter. And then we're going to, let me turn that back up a little bit more because I want it to sizzle. And man, if I had a smell button, y'all know me and my smell button. Tell Facebook to get a smell button. Tell somebody out there to create a smell button for me. Okay? Hi, Radha. How are you? Let's see. Who else? Okay. So, now that this is melting, we're going to put the garlic in and the onions in. Ooh, and my red peppers want to go in too. They're rushing to get in there. So we're going to put all this in the skillet. And we're going to cook it down. Let's get all your onions get kind of translucent and willowy, as most recipes say. I just don't want them raw. And we're going to stir that up real good and get it to cooking. And while we're cooking this, while this is, get that all good and nice and, can you see that in my skillet? You see that in my skillet? Okay, let me move my camera over this way, and that way you all can see me better and see what I'm doing. All right. Can you see better now? There we go. Now, I can see better in my skillet. Now, we're just going to cook this down and let this kind of simmer. But while we're doing that, we're going to cut up some spinach. Now, this spinach is going to cook down to, you know, like all greens, they cook down to like next to nothing. So I'm just going to take my knife and just kind of cut it down. I just grab a handful and just kind of just trim it like I'm trimming a, well, I'm just trimming it. I won't go there. So, we're just going to cut up this spinach on our cutting board because it's going to cook down. I just don't like big whole leaves in this dip. I tried it with whole leaves. It didn't change the taste, but it just changed my desire for it because it's like a big whole leaf coming. I like it all in little bits. So I'm going to just cut this down while that is cooking. And our meat is doing its thing over there, getting all nice and yummy and seasoned up. And don't forget about the stems. There are a lot of vitamins in the stems of your spinach. Now, this is not the healthiest dish, so don't get me wrong on that. This is not the healthiest dish in the world. So, I'm just letting you know, giving you some information that there are stems, there are lots of vitamins and nutrients in the stem of your spinach. So, this is not healthy cooking today. This is yummy, craving, this is it, dip. It's something that I couldn't find at the store. And I thought to myself, this is missing something. And I need to add it to it. So I started experimenting, and I created what I wanted. Now the dip that I bought was a spinach dip, and it looked all nice and creamy and yummy. But the taste of it was lacking a few things. I was like, something's missing. So, you know me, I read the ingredients on the back, and I said, yeah, I know what is missing. So I came home, and I added a few things. Now this makes I'm making a small batch. You can do this for parties. I've done this for parties. I've done this for showers, baby showers, for when my life group from my church came over, me and my husband, because he's my taste tester. I had to do it for him first before I did it for anybody else. And when he approved it, I knew it was good because he's picky about what he eats. And he will tell me the truth. Now, we're going to stir this up. It's getting all nice and, can you see that? All nice and brown and mushy like. The onions are getting translucent. Now, we're going to add some lemon zest. Now, wash, wash, wash. Let me see, I have some comments on here from Facebook. Nicole says, yum, and loving your cooking shows. Thank you, Nicole. And you tag somebody. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And Carla says, hi, thanks for showing us how to cook. You're welcome, Carla. And let's see. Loving your colors. That's what Nicole says. Mimi, comfort food. Yes, Mimi, this is comfort food. In times like these, you need comfort food. Okay, we're going to add some lemon zest. And as I tell you every time, wash, 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 wash your fruit. I use vinegar for my fruit. I wash it like 3 times. I run it under some warm, very warm water, and then I put vinegar on it, rub it down, wash it again, rub it down with some more vinegar, wash it again. And we're going to use this lemon zest on my microplane, and I'm going to just lightly scrape it across here, get some in there. This lemon zest gives it a bright flavor. Look at me sounding like a chef from, you know, one of those cooking shows. I watch too much cooking shows. That's why I love cooking. But you don't want to go down into this white part right here. Just want the outside of the lemon. Because that white part it gets very and bitter. It's not like the outside, the zest of the lemon. So we're just going to zest this lemon off in here. And then we're going to add our spinach. Now that I have that off in there, we're going to stir it up. Now that we got that, and I apologize, we're not adding spinach just yet. We're going to add just a little bit of milk. And we're going to add this as we go along. And I bought some cheese. This is Velveeta queso cheese. It's the Blanco kind, the white kind. And so I'm just going to cut this down the middle. And I'm just going to add the cheese a little bit at a time. And that's why I put the milk in there. So it can help melt the cheese. Now this cheese gets very thick. So make sure that you add enough milk so it won't be all clumped up. And because once the heat starts to go out, it starts to cool off, it gets thicker. And when you stick your chip off in there and it's so thick that your chip breaks off, it's not going to be good to you. You're going to add a little bit more milk. Let me grab the other half of this. And we're going to put this in here too. We're talking about comfort food today. This is it. Or should I say, that's it? Because that was the first thing that was the first thing I said when I made this dip, and I tasted. I said, that's it, and it became the that's it dip. Thank you all for tagging your friends. This is a yummy little treat that I love to eat. I don't cook it that often, but when I do, I can tell you that none is left. It's like, my husband's like, you gonna eat the rest of that? And I'm like, I'll share with you. He said, but it ain't but a little bit. I'll say, okay, let me have just a taste and you can have the rest. So this is a popular dip in our house. He didn't even know about it until I made it. It's good to have a husband that trusts your cooking and trusts what you do. Because I was like, well, you may like it, you may not. He said, well, I trust you. But he is honest about telling me, no, don't try that one again. That one didn't work. But this one right here, this one worked. Now we're just going to let this simmer. And make sure I got it on the stove, on the eye right. We're going to let it simmer and let this cheese melt some. So I'm probably going to end up adding some more milk to thin it out. Because it's starting to thicken up as the cheese melts. It's getting thicker in the pot. So we're just going to stir this around so it can get all nice and melted. Those little red bell peppers make it look all festive. This is good for Christmas because it'll be all red and green. Red, green, and white. Christmas dip. You can call it whatever you want to call it. I call it my that's it dip. So, like I said, this is going to melt down. And you probably see it's getting all nice and creamy. Let me adjust my light over here so you can see. There we go. Yeah, it's getting thicker here. And I don't know why I am stirring this with my spoon, with my knife, when I should be stirring it with my spoon. And you want to keep stirring it because you don't want it to burn on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more milk. I'd say I added about a cup of milk in here. This is a 12-ounce glass. No, take that back, the 16-ounce glass. So I'll say about 1 1/4 cups of milk. Now, if you want to make a bigger batch of this, I used a third of a large bell pepper. So if you want to make a bigger batch, this cheese comes in a bigger block than the small one. So if you have a large party that you're expecting, you can make it for them in a larger batch. And you can cut the whole thing up. Okay, let me turn this down a little bit. Don't want my cheese getting all browned on the bottom. All right, now we're going to dump the spinach in. Now, let me be careful so it's not going to take long for the spinach to cook. As you know, greens cook very quickly, especially since this is already hot. So I'm just going to stir it up in my pot. And look at that yumminess. Oh, I haven't made this since we moved to Round Rock. And that was back in, I think I made this back in November around Thanksgiving. So we had people over to our old house, but I haven't made this since November. So it's past due. This is gonna be yummy. You see all that in my pot? I'm gonna bring it closer so you all can see it. You see that? Let me raise it up so you can see it. Yeah, that's some yumminess. We're gonna wait until this spinach cooks down a little bit, and then we're gonna add our meat. The shrimp is what was missing, one of the ingredients that was missing. And then with the Old Bay seasoning in there and the lemon zest in there, oh my gosh, y'all, when I put that in that spinach dip, it was like heaven. I added it to the jar that I had, and it tasted so much better when I added just the lemon zest in the Old Bay seasoning. But then when I decided to cook it and make my own, and I added some shrimp, I said, this needs some meat. What kind of meat can I put in here? So I got to thinking what kind of meat I like, and I was watching TV, and a cooking show, of course, and they were making, somebody was making this shrimp, and they added spinach on top, and I said, shrimp, yes, that's it. So there it was, recipe was born. Now, I'm going to take my shrimp, the one that we had over there sitting. I'm gonna put my gloves back on and add this to the pot. Because again, I don't like putting raw meat all over my utensils. We're just going to put that in there. And you're going to cook this until the shrimp turns a light pink. Don't overcook it because you won't like it. Your shrimp will get all rubbery and you feel like you're chewing an eraser. You know, like on the pencils. At school, I used to chew my eraser all the time. So we're just going to stir this up in here. I guarantee it's going to be good. So our shrimp is cooking, and it takes maybe about 5 minutes for all your shrimp to get all nice and cooked and pink. And then that's it. And let it cool down a little bit, because once it cools down, it gets a little thicker. And my goodness. And I'm going to show you what I eat it with. Now, this is another secret to this, because along with all the flavors that are in here are the flavors that are in these chips. One of my favorite chips. Go to if I'm eating Mexican food or something, tuna, when I make my tuna, my cilantro and tomato tuna. I'll have to come back and show you that recipe too, because it's good too. Now, we're going to let these shrimp get a little red. Let me just check on and see. Yep, it's getting there. Let's see, this one is turning pink. Let me grab a spoon and I'll let you see what I'm talking about. When I say let it turn red. Let me grab one. Come here, you. Come here. Yeah, I have to talk to it. There's a perfect example right there. You see how that has turned like a pinkish red color. That's what you want. Let me make sure all of them have a pinkish red color to them. I do believe they do. Now it's time to turn the oven off, the stove off, and just let it cool. And as it cools, your cheese will thicken up. But these chips right here are my favorite. The lime, the hint of lime on these chips, and the dip with the lemon and the garlic, and oh my gosh, y'all. I usually put it in a bowl and then pour the dip on top of it, and, you know, eat like nachos. That's how I eat mine. I know y'all, most of you all know, unless you're not from this country, and even if you aren't from this country, you probably have heard about nachos. Yum, yum, and did I say yum? Yes, yum again. Delicious. So, we are done with our dip, and I'm just gonna let it sit here. I don't know why I play with my food, but I just do. I like it to be all nice and flavorful and all that. So I continue to stir it and make sure everything is covered. Everything is. I'm basically trying to make sure all my shrimp are done, and but I know it's hot enough because it was boiling. That if they're not quite done, if I leave it here and let it sit, it will continue to cook. Now, I'm going to let this cool off, and then I'm going to grab my chips and put my... Sorry about that. I had a telemarketer calling me. They don't know it's cooking time. So, thank you all for joining me today. And this recipe, along with a lot of other recipes, you can find on our YouTube channel. And, okay, there we go. Our YouTube channel is youtube.com/AskTheNanny. You can find more recipes there. I will be back with you later on this week, and I will be making some cheesecake brownie bites. They are yummy too. So join me on Thursday, and I will be making some cheesecake brownie bites. And then on Friday, we're going to make some French toast casserole. Now, the French toast casserole is a 2-day dish because you have to let it soak in the refrigerator overnight. So I'm going to prepare it on Friday and show you how to prepare it on Friday. And then Saturday morning, we're going to put the rest of the ingredients on top before we put it in the oven. It is yummy, yummy, yummy. I have never had a bad review for these French toast casserole. So come back on tomorrow, which is Thursday, and we'll be making some cheesecake brownie bites. And on Friday, we'll be making some French toast casserole. And then Saturday morning, because that's what I'm having for breakfast, it's French toast casserole. I'm going to show you the rest of it, of the recipe for the French toast that we make on Friday, because it has to soak overnight. So that's a 2-day recipe. Anyway, we will talk to you again tomorrow. Come cook with us again soon. Oh, and by the way, when you go and look at the recipes on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and it will send you notifications of every time I post a recipe, so that you can keep up with the recipes and you won't miss a meal. Talk to you later.